his old squad with his new boys on his side. We don't see this happen particularly often, but early on in the Swiss, it is absolutely time for a little bit of mayhem.
Yeah, we always love the old teammates clashing, especially when we don't get as many roster moves as we used to over in Europe, as Joe's going to be very happy with the opening kickoff, and already they're under some pressure. 1-0, and for Joyo, Stumpy, that's the best possible start, because the last time these two they played, when Joyo was on Moist, they got 1 goal across 23 minutes of gameplay. So,
that's not bad.
4 seconds in, already doing a lot better.
That's not particularly fun, but what they have done as well is that Joyo won that 50 versus his old 2 teammates, both in succession. Oski gets the goal, but you have to look at their previous opponents. We saw KC then 3-1 versus George. Oxygen, they went 3-2. They had to reverse sweep forward. I'd probably put forward as a harder opponent, but regardless, that is a very touch-and-go series to kick off your second major.
Yeah, and for KC, this is all about just maintaining the momentum that they had, you know, towards the start of this season and not letting it drop away from them. No, they didn't win Copenhagen, but yes, they are still considered by many the team to beat in the region. The last thing I think Vatira especially wants is another season where he starts off strong and it starts to slip away in the mid part. So it is all about keeping pressure on. Right now, they've got none of the pressure. It's all for Oxygen.
Certainly something that we saw at the end of the forward series with Oxygen is that they were starting to link up, then they were finding each other, then they were being a little more imaginative with how they were passing across, how they were setting each other up across the board. And they've definitely brought that through into their second series. So far, KC not quite able to really manage their expectations of what to expect from Oxygen, seeing as they are new. Can KC just continue to play their game and sit as the kings?
See how early Atto had to go there, just in case Archie did try to go for a demo on him instead. Maybe could have played the numbers game a little bit better. Now the numbers game over for KC. They're going to hunt down another one. Joe got enough pressure on, but Atto is just demo spawning people. That is pretty horrible.
We saw previously in the last major that Rise, he was the guy. He was the man that was going upfield and demoing and being aggressive. And the fact that I was seeing Atto go for some of those plays too may well relinquish Rise from that role. Might bring him into more of that second man. Potentially he's going to be able to push further ahead as the aggressive on-ball player as opposed to off-ball player. But Oski, right-hand side, 2 minutes in, and still this lead that they obtained in the first 4 seconds. Oski beats out 2, but an awkward touch sends it right back into the blue half.
Yeah, we were talking about losing challenges to get it ball to your teammate. Not quite like that. That's not what we were pushing for in today's pre-show. As Oski needed this one as far as Rise, who has got ball, got boost, and we already know that this tends to be a problem for a lot of teams. That's going to require some help. And he did receive it as Archie out of boost, but his opponents don't know that. But thanks to the new update, his teammates did.
It's a lovely low touch too. Archie taking it below can get the beat past, but the final defender was able to clear it away. Vatir moving Oski from the pitch. Halfway through the game now, and little chances are rising so far for KC. They've had a single shot, and that was Rise. None of them breaching 100 points.
Yeah, you get the thing, especially looking at the team composition here from Oxygen. Just, this is a team that will thrive if they can maintain offense as long as possible. I'm not too sure about their goal line defense and just being able to hold there for a long period of time. But in terms of escaping those positions, look at the names they've got. They've got Joyo, phenomenal at cross-map plays. They've got Archie, phenomenal at cross-map plays. They've got Oski. Guess what? Well, you might be seeing a bit of a pattern on what I'm saying here. This is a team that's going to be very difficult to lock down.
Oski, bear in mind, having that double cross-map reset when he was on Liquid. Like, at a major as well. He has done an incredible job across the board.
You have to boost starve them. You can't, otherwise you're not getting it past them at all.
Enjoy up in the air now versus Rise. A reset, lower on boost, and lets the ball go a little bit too far away from him. Oski playing keep away, sends it towards Atto though. Full boost, up high, Joyo challenges, gets the man, but 2 foots him out of the sky.
Rise with a little bit of time. Oh,
what a doll.
Demo. Oski, eyes in the back of his head, but now is the breakaway attempt. Atto wants the low challenge. They can't quite get there, but the post is strong enough. And they've got Oski, who had some boost. But Rise, no boost, cuts rotation, keeps that pressure on. KC with their best chance, but that ricochets straight into the path of us.
Managing Shogun to show you what their defense can offer. It gave a little bit of post its way, and Batty going crossbar. Atto can finish it. It's a full 3-man play from Karmine Corp.
Yeah, this was where the panic started to come through. They've got nobody really covering the backside of the field. They've got nobody that can rotate in. You know, it's great if you're defending the goal, but sometimes that ball is just put behind you. You can't, it's hard to reverse, you know, in this game. So just needed to get there a little bit later and they would have just been fine. So 1-1, that might be about to change. Oski had to get good contact. You can see KC looking to set up the play, looking to lock down.
Relatively low boost on the side of Oxygen, as now Karmine Corp are wanting to push and take advantage of that situation. To the ceiling is Atto, back forward by Archie, really good vision, heads there straight away, knows that the plays that Atto is going to want to try and put forward. Rise low on boost, still doesn't quite get it past Joyo, however. Only 20 to his name, it just comes down to those midfield 50s. Oski central with this, no second touch, Rise is the one to it next. You find 10 seconds left, but it's also pressure in favor of Oxygen until that touch.
Yeah, this is now really difficult. They're going to try for the read. Atto wanted to lock that one downwards. Now Oski doesn't go for the pass over to his teammate. Will he be regretting that one? Yes, he will! Rise is there. But we were going to ask, who has still got the clutch factor since this team dropped away? Well, the 0-second goals remain, and they go to KC.
It's just what Rise does as well. It's 0 seconds on the clock. It's the ball in front of net. What's he going to do apart from punt it forward? A disappointing touch from Oski. Could have taken that to the ground. Bidden Temple is a chance for Oxygen to try and make sure they don't let another game go. Bear in mind they scored in the first 4 seconds in game number 1. Need to make sure that they are continuing that kind of aggression, or at least making use of that aggression that they did have in the middle of that entire game, and actually scoring from it.
Yeah, and it is important to note as well that kickoff goal is all that they really got going their way. Apart from, they had good pressure. I couldn't say they had great goal-scoring chances. This might be one of the best that they've had, but Archie bounced off the ball a little bit too much. Now Rise gets bumped. Wasn't quite communicating in time, though. Joyo was already on his way back.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit awkward as Rise wants to push his way down the pitch, but is getting punted in the backside the entire time. Joyo trying to find Oski opposite side. No one's in the middle to save it. Oski can strike that one home with ease.
That is just beautiful from Joyo. He's managed to avoid the challenge, and Oski has to just bet on himself here. He can get the shot. He just barely had enough boost to make it, but that was not easy, and he did get it into the back of the net.
The pre-flip is sublime. Wonderful movement from them. And the fact that he was able to get there before the final defender as well shows that that speed that Joyo has never gone away. Rise gets rid of Joyo from the pitch. It's not nice seeing Rise demo Joyo, or vice versa. Feels a little bit like...
It doesn't feel good, does it?
Yeah, it feels like your parents fighting. It's not fun.
Well, they are the players that won the last time we went over to London for a major. Now they fight to get to another one and defend what they will consider to be their turf.
Minute 10 elapsed. Midfield sees Vati go high. Not too far, though, as Archie then, again, loses the 50 back to his teammate Joyo. Had no intention of winning it. It then goes to a goal-scoring opportunity. Crossbar is going to save Karmine Corp on this occasion, but the pressure, we saw it previously. They want this to build, but actually finish in a goal.
Oh, Archie's got the win. Means Joyo's going to be baited over. Pass! Well, you can see the net is covered, but the far side isn't. Unbelievable vision.
The 6-yard box, having the ball float in the way, and Oski, no boost, full intention of scoring. 2 fantastic passes from Joyo give Oxygen Esports this lead.
That angle, to find a 90-degree pass across the face of goal from the angle he came from is ridiculous. See Vati trying to change the narrative of this game at the moment. You see the passing option. Everyone saw the passing option. Well, the slight problems you got, Rise arrived a little bit too early, and it kind of meant KC showed their hand.
Very choreographed play, and it's Oski.
You can't do that!
Oski's downfield yet again for a hat-trick. 3 goals, 3 minutes, 3 seconds, and Atto completely giving the ball over to him.
Yeah, Atto ran out of boost, and he just panicked. Thought he had to get a play going, but in that situation, would have just been better off. Stick with it, get the 50. He wasn't able to get to the side of the ball enough, and now it might go even further against them. Just a rare decision mistake there from Atto. Didn't read the field.
Approaching half-time in these 3 goals, all at the hand of Oski. It's going to leave KC something to chase, and they are not used to losing this early on. Yeah, they might suffer a loss every now and then. So, most notably, in the double elimination bracket in the previous split. But this time, it is going to be Oxygen wanting to just knock them down a peg.
Well, Ato's going to have a chance to put something together here. Vati's trying to chase down Oski in the backfield, and that means he might have the time. Oh, just about escaped from the grapple and launched over for the save.
Archie's trying to send it long. Atto this time instead, somewhere awkwardly in the middle. A good movement from everybody on Oxygen. And you know when Joy is confident when he goes for a flip, when he goes for a musty rather. A touch from Oski, trying to get one of those assists back towards one of his teammates. He's been on the receiving end of a few of them. Archie, wonderful movement around a demoing player. And look at the pressure really building, finally, for Karmine Corp.
I would almost say that Oxygen would prefer the ball here, though. They can set up, they can try and get their boost. It's when they're on the counter-attack, Casey, that they've actually been more threatening. So they can launch ahead, they can go looking for demos. They've been so close a few times now. And you've got all three players back. It's actually quite a bit easier than you might think.
That was great shadowing, by the way, just then from Archie. Just like wiggling in front of the other player, burning off, what, 2 seconds, but then making sure that they just don't feel confident working out of their back third. KC definitely showing a lot of respect to Oxygen right now, and Oxygen are abusing that respect.
Yeah, now it's time to get rid of all that respect, though. You've got just over a minute. Your 3 goals down, and you are terror! So you can do stuff like that at your will.
That is Vatira, ladies and gentlemen, and that angle is revolting. Rise is there with a VIP seat to watch the magic unfold.
Unbelievable. The talisman of KC, the quintessential KC player, and he's come up with something special when his team needed it. But they need more. They need 2 more goals, and they don't have to look like that. They've just got to cross the line. Archie, not going to be there first. Happy to leave it for Oski. Going to try and chase up. Ato's on 0 boost. So this is going to be difficult to play, and he's chosen not to. Instead, left it for Rise.
Yeah, awkward, but I mean, realistically, if you're able to just make sure that the opposition can't quite work past the halfway line, they're shutting down opportunities before they really develop into anything threatening. Oski high above 1. Atto now on the backboard, gets bumped out of the way. That is all Oski for the assist. But Joyo intelligently realizing we don't need to commit on this. We still have that 2-goal lead.
That was kind of rude of him just to recover in front of the pad thing. That is definitely a different way of doing it and requires a lot less than aiming for the demo. It's Oski just going to keep the ball away into the net. 4-1. Game 2 will be going to Oxygen.
It's not just 4-1, it's the 4th goal for Oski. He's scored all of them. That's his 1 goal where really it was just sent to him straight away. And 6 shots of his, 4 of them becoming goals. Shooting percentage is phenomenal. Oski, the MVP of game number 2, and really the difference maker. Karmine Corp unable to take it on Forbidden Temple to put them on series point.
So, quick update as well from what's happening elsewhere in the RLCS. Gentlemen's 1-1 currently against Team 3. That has actually been reasonably close so far. Both games have been 1-goal games either side. Vitalia taking no prisoners at the moment. Teams. There are a lot of Joyo fans out there. I think a lot of Joyo fans are going to be very happy to see that he's actually bottom of the leaderboard there in terms of score. That he doesn't have to do every single thing for his teams to do well, which I feel like has kind of been the narrative around him for a while. I maybe don't fully agree.
Oh my word.
Well, Oski, you've been great, but that wouldn't have been a good goal that you would have been too happy with.
We nearly had a mark by 8.
I feel like I've said this now, and everyone's like picking that up to be maybe way worse than it actually was.
You mentioned it. That's all in my head now.
I did, and everyone's just like, somebody's got to find me this clip. What's going on with that?
It's good pressure, though, immediately starting off for Karmine Corp. Saw how much they were shut down in that game number 1. Didn't matter for the end result. They still won it 2-1. But realistically, it seems like when you give Oxygen really the chance to push down pitch and be as aggressive as they want to be, they will attack in many, many ways. And Joyo in the midfield with 0 boost actually gets up by Oski and Archie, both diving for that one. But that cherry remains unbited.
Yeah, I want to say Rise didn't believe in it. I don't think he had the boost to believe in it. If he's going to jump for that, he's not making it there anyway, so he's got to play for the miss. As a toe, again, low boost. This has been something that has been happening a few times now, where when the pace is increased here for Oxygen, a toe seems to be the one that's really struggling. Oh. Just keeping it out for now. He's going to claim it for himself. There's Joyo, happy to play the ball over to Archie, who almost got wiped out entirely for his troubles, just landed.
Minute and a half, no incident thus far. Joyo challenging versus Atto and Vati. Archie left on his own at the back. Oski tips it on. Can Joyo make contact? He can't. That was technically on target, but Vati, a routine save to send it away. Still more aggression, piling on. And good bump, but Archie can still make contact despite being sent away by the attacking player. Oski, with control of the ball, gets rid of Atto, controls his destiny as well.
KC are making a point to go for these demos on the goal line as often as they possibly can. They've not found the results for it just yet. But I like that they've not given up because it is a great strategy. They are getting in good spots for it. This is a bad spot, though. This is not a position you want to be in. And they are so thankful that Atto was the next player up.
Tell you what, though, that's safe from Vati, shadowing it, making sure that he is the man to come in to make sure that
I didn't believe for a second that he wasn't going to save it. Yeah. That wasn't the worry, to be honest.
What he does so well is he basically mirrors what the opponent does, but does it all in reverse. So if you're then turning right, he's then turning backwards to his right, making sure that he then taps it away. Joyo can't quite cycle it nicely off his backboard, but he jumps off it, sends it long with no boost. That's what I was saying. That Vatira play is just the shadowing that he can put forward is magnificent. It's superb.
Trying to put a pass across. Joyo is going to have a bit of time here. Decides instead to go backboard, follow himself. And
too much.
Unfortunately, of all times that you don't want the double tap, that is the time it turned up. Stalemate so far. 2 minutes left. Well, I was going to say a nice position for Vatira to work with. Not so much anymore that he's been turned into scrap heap. Nice challenge. Archie's low. Gonna have to leave it for Joyo.
And with not much pressure, though, on that ball, Archie was more than happy to wait. Could just take it a little bit slower. Joyo then comes in to the next man. KC sending a ball forward, but no one's really there for it for the next one. Atto can't get it towards Rise in the midfield. A few chances so far, not really going Karmine Corp or Oxygen's way. That final 10% not being found by either team, in the midfield certainly being the site of many more battles than either final third.
Yeah, neither team just really had that big win just yet. They try for the outplay, it gets stopped before it can really get started. They try for anything else.
Good call.
You know, they've not had a chance to see the final 10%. Nobody's got to that point just yet, where everyone's just panicking and hoping for something to go their way. Well covered by Archie. That was going wrong.
Well, Archie made it go wrong a little bit. He jumped out of the way of the ball. Imagine he got called off it by Joyo. And in the end, he wasn't able to make any contact. And suddenly, when there was a Joyo miss, it then all fell apart. But yeah, well recovered. Maybe just a little more complicated than it had to be, though.
Reset from Atto. Just chooses to take that 100 boost. They realize that those plays are not working, so grab what we can. Set up for the long-term play, get the dominoes to full. Here comes Vatira. You can see he's got passing options. Will he go the whole way himself? Looks for a bump on the goalkeeper. But yeah, as you mentioned previously, you can see what these teams now think. This is the level I've got to pull off if I'm going to get a goal. As
Oski with a reset. It's threatening. Vati can't get there first, however. Atto being completely read by Archie. Rice has to get a touch, sends it back corner. Joyo to challenge. Bouncing awkwardly in the corner. Atto's there first, but again, low boost. Archie with 100. Oski rather. Perfect place, although that was pinching in. Very confusing touches from him. Bamboozles the attacking players from KC. Continues on that push. This 0-0 had a little bit of a downtrend in the mid, but now we're seeing Atto from his backside. Can't get anything from it. Oski midfield, back corner again.
You want to do this again?
Multiple chances. Vati does not want this one to drop. Oski's there. Does get it corner bound, overtime.
Wow, I thought they might have learned after game one not to keep that one alive. Instead, they have got it to overtime, but it's KC that have started off well. One of few. Rise isn't going to jump up for this, so instead it's the play to midfield, which Rise will take over. Oh, big goal, and that's a huge dunk. Rise has also stolen up 100, so keep an eye out now. Archie's got to make a big play here, because he's the one that's really got the boost total for his team. And he just plays to the far side, but Rise has got it covered.
Joyo up high, can get the block away, but Vati gets rid of him from the equation. Atto missing one, fakes it in fact. Rise is there for the follow. It's an alley-oop from the Alley team from France.
They tried to play their way out. They didn't get it right. What a shot that is from Rise. Just found the one spot they could hit it without it hitting a car or the boat post. So KC take the overtime, put themselves onto match point, and
like Karmine Corp, and it's not even like they put on too many shots that were threatening. I'm not saying Karmine Corp were, but they took that chance at the end especially. Now, it's on them to make sure it does not end up a 3-1, make sure that we end up getting a game 5. but Karmine Corp want anything but that. A 3-1 would suit them just fine.
Oh, that's a huge touch there from Ato. That's an interesting one, actually, to bring Vati back in. I'm not too sure. KC have made the right decision here. And they are currently being made to pay for it. Vati's low. Rise is low. Oski is now low, but he's got what he needed. And that ball is now into the far corner. So KC have broke away.
Oski just got one of the most bonkers-looking flip resets I've ever seen. Like, was up underneath it, but then turned his car back and around to then secure the reset. I don't know. It just looked very odd. But regardless, it completely threw off any of the defending players. Didn't lead to anything, but showing that there's a lot of imagination, especially on those young mechanical players, seeing what they can actually conjure up. In the first minute, so far not seen any magic from either side.
Oh, Joyce just pre-jump, and even then he's still not fast enough. Oski now holding midfield. Lato trying to reach him, bumped out of the way for his troubles. Archie now moves on in. Can recover, keep this going. Instead, chose for the fake challenge. This is where Auction want to play his game at the moment. They needed that 100 boost. They will take the car instead as a scalp. Archie gonna go ceiling. Now follow. Can he get there? Oh, still. Ato had to make the correct decision, and he just got it right.
There was still so much ambition, though, for Archie. Knew that he wanted something special to come from that play. Oski, can't get the flip reset, or the pre-flip towards Joyo, who then gets sent out of this pitch with the demo. Oski challenging up high. Can't get to it, hoping that was going to be a low bounce for the quick attack. Vati removed. And we said before, look at those boost steals. Archie's on 100, but you know if he gets to 90, he's going to be taking another. Oski now waiting. Atto with a pogo. Not disrespectful whatsoever, just trying to throw off any attackers. Vati with a shot near target, instead blocked out by another defender. But with no one there, it's going to fall to every single player on oxygen with no boost whatsoever to try their best and clear it away. But KC are keeping it high.
Oh, Archie got the 100. That's so crucial. Rise had to back away. Still gets the ball midfield, but Archie launches himself. He's the only one that had anything to work with. Had to make it count. He certainly has. We stay at 0-0. Reset for Vati. Chooses instead to use it for recovery, knowing he's not going to get much further.
Tell you what, there was a gap of about 300 boost between these two teams just then. Nothing on Oxygen. Everything on KC. Yeah, Oxygen... Shogun, they showed off their defense. That's what you were wondering about earlier on. That defense stood firm.
Oh yeah, I've not got any worries about that anymore. That has been shown up against one of the most difficult teams to do that against. Oski ceiling, tries to fake it out initially, can't get enough purchase on the follow-up shot. Kind of want Oxygen here to almost figure out something from what Archie did earlier on, where the slow plays are very good. They've now got KC sitting, I'm anticipating them all the time. I really want a couple more fast plays. Go backboard, go ceiling, just play it as quickly as you can. Force KC to have another thing in their mind to worry about.
90 seconds though, and still scoreless from both of these sides. Previously we saw that it came to an overtime. KC managed to win it out. Fatty. One redirect attempted, but the post bounce is going to come in from Rise as the fake is there. Archie taps it on. No touch from Atto, but the next player there is going to be Rise. It becomes so much more heartbreaking when you get a great assist, but nothing comes from it. Now Joya, right-hand side. Who can move central for him? Archie is there and waiting. No touch over as Joya gets sent away from the ball.
Oh, Vati's gone backboard. Archie read that so early. Having absolutely none of it.
Team bump.
Actually, a team bump here from KC. Oski's going to try and chase on. Probably prioritize the 100 boost that didn't spawn for him. He can't steal that one away. Archie instead plays over the top. Ato would have followed. Ran out of boost. This is back to that midfield battle that both these teams have spent so much of this series doing. You know, we are talking big wins in midfield just to get a chance at creating a goal. Mistakes have not been happening from either squad. It's rock solid. I say that. That was a little bit worrisome.
Pass from Joya to Rise like it's 2022 all over again. 20 seconds remain. Joya can send it with a little bit of help from Atto. Now challenging along with Vati in the midfield. So many chances so far being shut down before they really apparate into anything. Rise up with low boost. He can only tap it onward. Archie, round one. Atto helps it onward. It's now a 2v1. Archie goes central with it, flicks it high. Oscar waits opposite side, but enough boost for a decent attack here from Oxygen.
Can keep it up? Nope, not going to happen. And we go to our third overtime of the 4 games we've played. Watching fans, they'll want the win here, but even if it doesn't happen, this is a great showing for this squad. They have kept it close against one of the absolute best Europe's got to offer. Now can they go one step further and send us to Champions Field?
Yeah, I love seeing both those dunks from Oski, but they didn't lead to anything. Nobody was there from his team to follow up.
At the moment, and I don't necessarily know if it's a great idea for his teammates to be following that, because we've seen a lot of players get baited in. You're out of position, you're hoping for something that's a maybe. I don't know, Oski probably has to just play for challenges there and know that his team's going to be setting up elsewhere. That is going to be a heck of a read if he can get it, and even he realized that was going to work out for him. Just aimed at the horror part of the corner, where it's difficult to read. Now Joyo, a couple of bullets. And Rise had to be there because Vati was getting harassed.
Oh, Joyo's there again. Receives the pass coming from the opposite side from either Oski or Archer. Didn't quite see. But with low boost now for just one player out of Karmine Corp, it gives an opening for Oxygen. Vati removes Joyo. Sends it high, does Atto. Backboard sent up, but to the ceiling. That's not a nice touch. Rise. Oh, should have faked that one, really. Atto was there to receive.
Joyo's going to take 100.
Great steal.
Huge challenge there from Vatira. Rise is going to try and chase down. Fake out from both of them, Archie and Rise, just making each other blink. Oh, top corner, not happening. Vatira jumps into the midfield for Rise. As Oski takes it away, huge chance to try and break through, but Vatira cuts rotation. Does not have to happen. And suddenly it looks at those boost tolls against Joyo. Had to go all the way midfield to get 100. Yeah. He's not back in time. They scrambled, they tried to find something. What they find is themselves in a 1-1 bracket.
And look at the hesitation from Archie. That's what decided it at the end. He didn't go in for one dive on that on Rise passing it across. He then didn't go into the challenging player. He was somewhere in the middle. You need to commit on either side of that. And in the end, it was Atto.